Oh, hi, everybody. Dante is here with you. Whoop. Let me get out of here, back to Zoom. Okay. Yeah, hi, everybody. We're going to do things a little bit differently from here on out. Change, I know. Things can change. And I'm actually going to try to be more on time and have this running ahead of time, but I am not going to be that engaged in these next minutes. I'm just going to put on the link to join the Zoom room to ask your questions live. And I'll put on a little waiting screen, and in about however many minutes, 5 minutes, we'll get started. Okay, so the link to join the Zoom room is now in the YouTube chat.
How's it going, Dante?
Hi, everybody. Dante joining you now. Oops. Okay, here I am. Thanks for being here today. Yeah, I wanted to do things a little differently, and it's feeling in the mood to be on time. What a revolution. Thank you for joining the live stream channeling monthly session. It's been a bit more than a month since the last session, and I'm really excited to be here with y'all. We will interact with the Pleiadian Council today. I'll share a couple of different announcements first. The first of which is that the Channeling and Intuitive Healing course is beginning this Sunday. I'm really excited for this group. It will be an intimate group of 4 or 5 people from all over the world, and we are learning how to channel and to intuitively read energies together, as well as going through a process of allowing the group to support us in using these gifts or awakening to deconstruct our own negative beliefs and past conditioning, the blockages in our energy system, and understand why they're there, and move from them to a place of flow, love, ease, and joy. It's a really amazing container, and the groups that come together are always filled with so much love and community. Even though we're just meeting in these chat rooms and Zoom rooms, there's a great feeling of connection. And payment plans are available to make it accessible to everybody. And it's a pretty reasonable investment. If you take a look on DanteStarshine.com, you'll find all of the information there. I will say as well, I was a little bit late with the announcement of this session on socials this week. And I have an email list, and you can find that on DanteStarshine.com on the main page. If you just scroll down a little bit, that's the best way to get informed as to when this session is happening, because it's not consistently at the same time every month. And there are other announcements that I share as well. I send 1, sometimes 2 emails a month. So you can hop on that list and stay up to date. And finally, we have the Guidebook to Living Love on Earth, the channeled book that was released almost 1 year ago now. And it's a really amazing and deep book that is 38 hours of channeling, transcribed and edited by myself and a team of people who supported me in this project, covering all topics that we could really imagine in terms of understanding ourselves and understanding our role in this evolving world and understanding the evolving world. So take a book, take a look, not a book. Take a book and a look, actually, that's what I meant to say. And it's you can find that information also on the website. So these sessions that we do every month are free, and donations can support them if you feel so generous. It helps me in all of the work that goes into holding this space and channeling, but also doing the technicalities behind it, letting people know about it, and all of that. The invisible work that is sometimes forgotten. So I really appreciate your donations, and you can find them on the contact page on my website, but I'll also post them in the YouTube chat and Zoom room. So as I'm doing that, explaining the etiquette of this space, make sure that when you are not speaking, that you mute yourself and wait your turn to speak and ask a question. Unless it gets really full, there's no line or cue per se. And yeah, when we mute ourselves so that others can take the full stage, it's really helpful, because sometimes there's annoying background sounds that come in through our mic without us knowing it. So I really appreciate you doing that, and I really appreciate that you make sure that the person before you feels totally complete with their question and their interaction before we complete the that session. So there are the links to donate if you wish. Really appreciate it. Hi Sal, hi Josh. We're doing great here. Who's all here today? Sal, Michael, Matei, Carol, Josh, cool. Good to see everybody. Thank you for being here, and let's dive in now. Hello, and we say a fantastic day to all of you at this moment of your so-called time. We are the Pleiadian Council, and it is a gift, a pleasure, and honor to establish contact with you now and always. We thank you for allowing us to meet you in your world and to co-create in this way, for it is a bridge between our realities that allows for energy to flow between you and ourselves and expand our knowledge, expand our experience, expand our passions together so that we can all grow in deeper connection with that source and deeper understanding of the all that is. So we begin always with that gratitude and thanks to you. And we're excited to share with you today. So the title of this opening transmission is Belief, Shards, and Phantoms. We've spoken so much about your belief systems. Many of you who've already absorbed these teachings understand that you create your reality through your belief systems. Belief systems are impressed upon you through your childhood, experiences with family, through your school systems, through the information and indoctrination of the world around you, and also due to conclusions that you come to about yourself based on certain experiences. So you see there are many different sources of these beliefs. Negative beliefs keep you in a loop of doubt and fear, causing you to not trust the universe or not trust yourself, and are transformed by bringing awareness to the emotional energy that is present in your being and recognizing that there is a higher truth that feels better, and using logic and awareness of the evidence for oppositional positive belief systems to deconstruct those negative beliefs. When you see proof that you are lovable and you are magical, you deconstruct the notions that you don't deserve love and that you are somehow less than superb. There are many examples we've already discussed. And today we are not discussing as much the process of deconstructing the major beliefs, but understanding their remnants in your system and how to work with them. So we describe the remnants of negative beliefs as both shards and sometimes phantoms. They are shards in the sense that your belief systems are like lenses through which you filter your perception of reality. The positive beliefs are like these crystalline glasses that make things appear even more sharp and clear with great detail. Negative beliefs are distorted and out of shape lenses that might have many scratches on them, that fog your perception of the truth and cause you to see through blurry images and distorted sense of what's there. So deconstructing the negative beliefs is like breaking that lens. And sometimes when you break the lens, shards of the lens fall away and become painful sore spots that you sometimes rub into. You may be aware that you've shown yourself so many times that your former negative belief is not true, and you've adopted a new attitude, a new perspective that informs you in a positive way, yet around certain stimulus or triggers, that old negative emotion comes up and comes to the surface. And every time it resurfaces, you grind down that shard a little bit more. You sort of sand off the edges of the shard until it becomes not a shard, but a glass pebble, and it doesn't really hurt you anymore. Though many of you, instead of recognizing the existence of such shards, will come to think that the fact that this comes up again means that you didn't do the work right, or that something is still not in alignment for you. And we would instead remind you that it is a continual process. You may come to experiences of great breakthrough and think that now that because you are in a entirely new reality, everything will be exactly as you expect it to be and intend it to be. And so it's important to bring that awareness of not attaching to your expectations of how you heal and integrate into that process as well. When you attempt to force your own process of integration and healing to happen much quicker than it is agreed to happen on a soul level, you actually postpone, delay, and create new obstacles for yourself. So the acceptance of how long it takes to file down these shards is important in this process. We also describe these experiences as phantoms, phantom being like a ghost. This is a helpful understanding as well, that you may break down the belief as soon as you put more of your trust and focus into the oppositional positive belief. Yet, because it has been practiced habitually for so long, the phantom of the negative belief comes from your memory and presents itself in the moment. So when you encounter one of these shards or one of these phantoms, you have to recognize that it comes from the past. And first of all, bring your awareness to how much weaker this old belief system is now than it was in the past. Just by bringing awareness to this, you can prove to yourself that you actually have made progress. Because often when you encounter such shards or phantoms, you instead find that you become discouraged, that the fact that these things still show up is somehow a reminder to you that you haven't completed the work yet. But this idea of completion is, again, another one of those distortions that appears in your consciousness because of your constraint in linear time. Time exists all here and now. The past and the future exist here and now. And that means everything is always simultaneously already complete and also simultaneously always just initiating, just at the beginning. And always in process. So you may often find yourself attached to these goals of being a different version of yourself that you can conceive of. And it's important to accept what is in the moment while opening to these ideal future realities. These phantom beliefs can sometimes become great obstacles. But if you recognize their nature as phantoms, meaning they are a ghost of the past, they will not really influence you in a significant way. You can hear the story that they say and let it go and choose to focus more on what brings you into centering and alignment. Now, in some instances of transforming your mind in this way, you'll find that there exist contradicting beliefs at the same time. And this can go in many different directions. We cannot say that when you have these contradictory beliefs, it always means this one specific thing. Sometimes having and entertaining contradicting beliefs can be very helpful and positive because it shows you that you create your experience of reality through your perception. It allows you to then have a more objective and empathic stance on how others work with their own energies, because you are able to see that what they see is true for them through the lenses and through the perception that they are viewing from. Other times, these contradictory beliefs that exist at the same time within you need to come to a sort of middle ground. And this is where it is very important for you to find that balance between positive beliefs, negative beliefs, and the point of neutrality. This trinity builds the basic structure of mental energy that will support you in navigating many interactions and planes of reality. The negative aspect says, this is bad and I must protect myself from it, and so on and so forth. It disconnects you from that which you are judging or perceiving. The positive perspective connects you. It celebrates. It opens up and expands. The neutral perspective unites the positive and negative and sees the potential positives and negatives and views the situation from a place of balance, integrating logic and feeling to understand the situation for exactly what it is. And this neutrality is just as important, if not more important, in certain situations than the positive attitude. Because by maintaining this stance of neutrality, you can often find the point in between contradicting perspectives that exist within you, but also within your world at large, where the duality between oppositional beliefs is continuing to become more prevalent in a variety of ways. So by finding neutrality within yourself, you can be a force of transformation in your world by not necessarily always believing, but being able to open yourself to neutral perspectives when others find themselves in states of conflict and disagreement. This ability will allow you to break down the obstacles in your way and to be very aware when these belief shards and phantoms come to the surface and obstruct your path forward. Remember that unless your conscious mind is deeply entangled in such thought forms, it is a belief shard or it is a phantom. It is not truly representative of your present state of being. because a complete belief system will be very ingratiated in your mind in a way that you can't see it. So once you're aware of a belief system, know that you're already in the process of deconstructing it, and you've already come a long way. As soon as you become aware, the process of deconstruction is underway. So all you have to do is become more aware. There might be voices and thoughts that appear inside of your mind that you know are not true. These are simply the phantoms and the shards. You may know that they come from the past and they are not really relevant, so don't give them your focus. Not everything that comes to you as information psychically is relevant for you. Just as much as in your information age, not every bit of information that comes to you is relevant. And simply by being aware of where you put your focus, you will maintain that balance of energy that allows you to flow and not get burdened by what you're leaving behind. So we thank you for allowing us to share this message with you today. And now we ask, in which ways can we be of support to you with your questions, sharings, and musings, and anything you'd like to bring in at this moment?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes. Sorry, the channel had to
Thank
adjust.
you, Play Council, for this transmission.
Oh, yes, our thanks to you as well.
So one of the things that when I talk with coworkers on their perspective and opinions is like not to take things personal. It's hard for one to overcome this, to not take it personal. And I try to explain it in a way where it's like, do not judge the other person, they're on their own path. Maybe can you expand on this concept of do not take things personal and things are happening for you and not to you?
Do not take things personal in the sense of what you experience in your own life or how other people interact with you.
Both. I feel like it's both, right? Like, like if your parents, especially a personal attack, like if your parents are yelling at you for something that happens and it creates a traumatic event, I've come to not take that personal because my dad didn't understand, or, that was his best decision at that moment of time.
It has to do essentially with understanding what we're talking about in terms of belief systems. That until somebody becomes aware that beliefs create their experience and beliefs create their perception and that they can change beliefs, they are, in a sense, totally subject to what they've learned and will often act automatically. So every person's interaction with anyone else is always shaped by their beliefs. And you can, if you wish to, support people in transforming their beliefs, but you have to also know that the only people who change are the people who will want to change. So there's no point negotiating with someone who doesn't want to change. When you understand that everybody is seeing through the lenses that they have picked up over their lives, you will be able to question why they see things the way they do. And if somebody doesn't like you, you will understand that that is about the lenses through which they see you. Another person will view you through lenses that make them totally adore you. And also, this helps you very much when you recognize that there is so much love out there for you. The people who don't love you or who don't celebrate aspects of you that are very important to you will not really matter. And you will be able to then bring yourself to focus on those who reflect to you the energy of unconditional love and allow you to raise your vibration to be closer to unconditional love. And you'll be able to let go of those who don't without forming negative beliefs and perceptions about them as a result. Does that make sense to you? Does it feel like something you have access to? Are we connected?
Yeah, you're connected.
All right.
Sal, is everything all right?
Oh, all right. We don't know. Well, we can continue then and come back to her if she has more to say.
Sal, we cannot hear you.
All right. We can move on until she resolves whatever is obstructing the communication.
Hi, Council. I have 2 questions.
All right.
I would love your feedback on the thing that a lot of people experience in terms of a feeling that they're being tested by the universe in some different ways. Is that something that's actually real, or what do you see as the energies behind when people have that experience that they're being tested somehow?
The universe doesn't test you. The universe either reveals to you or asks you to look deeper so that you see the truth of what you are believing, projecting, and creating. So the circumstances that manifest for you are the result of your actions and of your vibration. And when you feel like you're being tested, the test is essentially to look at what beliefs and attitudes and what following actions brought about these circumstances in my life. That is what you need to learn and integrate from these so-called tests.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. And the final question is around the topic of excuses, and when excuses pops up, whether it's on a regular basis or on a singular basis, what do you see as the energy behind when excuses pop up, and do you have any particular recommendation of how to deal with it when excuses are popping up?
This is a bit too vague because an excuse can be something positive or negative. You might have a good reason to say no. It doesn't excite you, and that's all. You might have a negative reason to say no because your belief system is interfering with your own perception of what is relevant for you and what is exciting for you and what is not.
Okay, yeah, the situation I thought was that when people have an expressed desire or goal and they don't take action upon it, and some type of excuse pop up, then what's the energy behind that, and how to move on from that?
It can be positive and it can be negative. Sometimes people say no because they recognize that something else is more exciting for them. But in the case that this is not what's taking place, what you need to do is evaluate what is causing the resistance. Oftentimes, people have negative beliefs about the idea of putting themselves out there in the world, about being seen and perceived by others, about being evaluated by others, things of this nature. They might have negative beliefs about putting in the work, putting in the time, maintaining the stability of focus, and so on and so forth. So you need to look at those general things. The attitude of, I don't want to do this. The attitude of, I don't want to be seen. The attitude of, I am not good enough. What beliefs maintain this attitude? Where does this come from? How can this be deconstructed?
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello, welcome you.
First of all, I would like to ask you what kind of energy is currently happening on Ukraine, on war? How do you see the progress of that conflict?
Good for Ukraine in the months to come.
Okay, great. And what about energies in Slovakia, my home country? We are about to have in September elections, and I feel that the people in Slovakia are divided into two groups. So how do you see energies in Slovakia?
Your world is in general split into oppositional perspectives, dual perspectives. So it's natural that this also manifests in this country. And here you may find that there is a potential for it to go either way. Your world has seen a rise of what you consider the right wing. And at this time, there is movement towards the left, again, at the collective. But the pendulum swing back and forth is going to happen more rapidly and is going to vary much more around your world. The extremes are becoming more extreme. And this is part of that process of diversification and part of the process of greater polarization leading to a sort of break down to break through effect.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's difficult to predict anything, I believe.
It is a bit difficult to predict, but we would say that it is slightly more likely that what you consider the left wing will be more victorious at this time.
Okay, thank you. Another team I would like to ask, who does generates my thoughts?
You do.
So my higher mind?
All parts of you. You have a higher mind, you have a lower mind, you have an ego voice. You have many different components within you, many different belief systems. So consider that every belief system, again, is a sort of independent agent, or independent isn't the right word, an individuated agent that is within you. It is like its own personality. The personality of the belief adds a layer, a nuance to your own personality. It is not you per se, but it is yours. It is not you per se, but it influences how you act and how you're perceived. So you are a whole being made of many components that work together, but have their own existence. And in any moment, depending on where your own focus goes, a thought can arise from your higher mind, from your negative beliefs, or from many other sorts of archetypes and personalities that exist within you.
Mm-hmm. And how do you define focus?
How to what?
How do you define focus?
Focus. You're focused right now on listening to these words, are you not? That is a focus. When you read a book, you focus on it. When you meditate, you focus on something specific. When you look at a cloud, you're focusing on it. And so an inner focus can be just that, of focusing on a feeling, an image, a memory, a sensation that you prefer, that is the counterbalance to what you don't prefer. And this can be a way that if you find yourself drifting towards negative thoughts, you return to the positive thoughts. You have to be able to stabilize your focus at any given time. And of course, we understand that many of you have a scattered focus that moves from place to place. This is all right some of the time, though you need to learn how to dial your focus in when it is necessary. And it is especially necessary when you find yourself in states of negativity or confusion. And again, those are the states in which negative beliefs or negative personalities within you are being given more focus, and therefore they have more energy to be the voice inside your head at that time.
Mm-hmm. And who does manage my focus?
You do. You decide.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Just as it is you who decided to come on here and talk with us. You make decisions all throughout your day about where to focus your mind and your energy.
Mm-hmm. Many times I wonder why a thinking process is so slow, and sometimes I knew something really quickly.
You fluctuate in different ways throughout your day. It depends on your energy level. If you are very tired, you'll be slower. If you're very alert, you'll be faster. If you're focused on something negative, you'll be slower. If you're focused on something positive, you will be not necessarily faster, but more clear, which is inevitably a bit faster than the slow pace of inertia of a negative thought form. But sometimes negativity that is based in fear causes you to move incredibly fast. So negativity are the extreme speeds, extremely slow or extremely fast. Positive energy usually brings you to be balanced in a way that you are quick to respond, but you are thorough and very aware of all that you're doing and saying in the process.
Bashar is saying that all our thoughts comes from higher mind. So to say, the brain is only receiver. Can you elaborate about it? How does it work?
Well, all consciousness comes from the higher mind. And it comes into your being, and then all of these inner voices of your belief systems filter that energy of consciousness, and then it manifests as a specific thought form. So yes, all of this energy comes to you from your higher mind, and then it is filtered through these many things that exist within you as part of you.
And one more question in this theme. How can I use doubt a positive way?
You have to doubt your own negative beliefs in order to deconstruct them. So if you're feeling doubt, you can channel it in this way. Instead of doubting something positive, what if you doubted something negative? Because a double negative, as you know, makes a positive. You can't not do it. So when you find yourself feeling doubt, reverse that energy. Start to doubt the negative things. Start to doubt what you don't prefer. Start to doubt itself. Can you play with that?
Yes, interesting.
Yes.
And one more question I have is Chat GPT for some sort of a artificial general intelligence?
It is an artificial form of intelligence.
And is it the correct way that it will in the future be more general artificial intelligence?
It's a step on a path, and the path can lead many ways.
I mean, if the model will be fine-tuned and more widened and gets more and more data, then it may be more precise and
It will, yes, become much more precise.
Mm-hmm. Or are there any alternative ways how to reach to the general intelligence, artificial general intelligence?
Are there any other ways to connect with it?
Yes.
Well, you may see that there are different sorts of robots with personalities that exist out there. There's many different artificially intelligent tools that can do all sorts of things, yes. So AI makes images, it makes movies, it makes music now. It can make many things. It can dissect huge arrays of information. And it will, yes, get more intelligent.
And when it will be self-aware?
To an extent, it's already there.
Mm-hmm.
To an extent, it already is self-aware. But it will take much more time for it to develop and for that to become apparent to you.
Mm-hmm. And it requires a large model or a different structure of the model?
This we cannot say specifically.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, well, thanks to you.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes.
Well, first of all, thank you for being here.
Oh, well, thanks to you as well, yes.
I hope this makes sense, but how do you deal with ones who are directly hurting you? And how do you heal that hurt from them?
From people that are directly hurting you?
Yes.
Well, the most important thing to do is actually to disconnect from it and not allow them to continue to hurt you. You don't have to fully cut them out of your life if you can establish a boundary so that they stop hurting you. You have to speak very clearly to them what they're doing that hurts you and ask them to stop doing it. If they do not agree, or if they do agree but continue to do it anyway, then you need to make the boundary so clear as to, yes, not interact with them and not allow their energy to influence you in any way. In order to heal that hurt, it is a similar process to all healing. It's allowing yourself to feel it, be present with it, breathe light into it, have compassion and love for yourself, and also ask, what are you learning from this experience? Oftentimes, these experiences teach you how to have these boundaries. Many of you go on continuing to bring in hurtful people into your lives. You do it again and again because of your own belief systems and values that make you think that somehow your job is to fix broken people with your love or some other similar story. But your job is to be love and experience love and share love. You are under no obligation to heal anybody else but yourself. And as you follow your own passion, you will find the actions and activities and expressions of yourself that excite you very much and also excite others very much and allow them to tune into that unconditional love as well. So oftentimes the lesson in these interactions is to be your own source of love, because you are your own source of love. Other people reflect and amplify your love, but all of the love that you've ever experienced has not come from anyone else. It's come from you. You've allowed the love that they felt for you to be a mirror reflection that amplifies the love within you. You are the source of what you experience. If the feeling came from within your body, the feeling did not come from them. And understanding this, you become more sovereign, you become less attached to your expectations of others and your own expectation of yourself to help them. You make it okay to let people go. You're so non-attached that the comings and goings of people doesn't matter as much as being in the flow of passion. Can you play with
Thank you
that?
so much. I said
Yes.
thank you so much.
Oh, thanks to you as well. Something more?
Do I have anything more? I do have like a more personal question, if that's okay.
That's all right.
Okay. So I'm going to assume that you kind of have an idea of what I'm saying as well.
Yes.
Okay, so there's this job that I want to apply for. And I'm trying to look at and deconstruct my fears on it. And what you just said about the healing part, I just want to do what's best. I feel that this job would do I would work on being center and try to move forward with the job, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's
I guess
exciting.
Do I feel, yes, that was one of the questions I asked. Does it make me feel excited? It does.
Yes. All right. Then good. Move forward.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens then. But I just got to work on the deconstructing some of the feelings of not feeling enough or
Yes.
not having the qualifications, I guess, for it. I mean, I do have a degree, but there's some of the stuff that I don't have, like I guess the leadership, I guess, supervising position, I guess that's what it would be.
Are you
That would be
excited about being a leader?
Yes.
Then you have the potential within you to have leadership skills. So just because you don't have it yet, know that when you're excited about something, that is indicating to you the potential. And it's well and good to feel excited about the potential. It's well and good to feel worthy and self-loving because you can see your potential.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because that's how skills form. When you love doing something, you do it again and again. And as you do it again and again, you get better at it. And then you have skills and talents and gifts.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
And I love you very much, all of you.
Our love, our unconditional love to you. We care very deeply about all of you.
There would be certain YouTube questions if it's all right.
Yes, that is all right. That is well and good.
Okay. This one comes from a specific Chinese symbol. Let me just fetch it for a bit. One moment. Okay. Is it true that putting iron or metal inside a copper pyramid for meditation absorbs prana energy?
Yes. That is all. We trust that the sources you've already encountered on this information say more than we need to say. And if this is something that's exciting for you, anyone can research.
Okay.
Any other questions from you two?
Yes. This one is from Sanda. Basically,
Okay.
just having a bit of technical issues. Okay, so hi, nutriments or supplements to improve screen memory for studies and to lose weight. Thank you.
Screen memory?
Yes.
All right. Lion's mane mushroom would be one. The other would be Brahmi. And finally, we would suggest also go to cola. These are all neuroenhancers. Some are adaptogens as well. They will help you to focus and develop new brain cells and to expand your own learning capacity. Micro doses of certain plant medicine teachers, like mushrooms. Again, very small doses that have even little to no noticeable effect, are very good boosters for your brain and for your learning and memory. Weight loss, green tea is a known and very supportive tool in accelerating weight loss. Spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass are all very supportive in accelerating weight loss. Eating an incredibly high fiber diet is extremely important for weight loss. Eating foods like celery, jicama, watercress, kale, cabbage, onions, garlic is very important for weight loss because the fiber that goes into your body affects the health of your gut and GI tract. Oftentimes you are not absorbing nutrients and it is converting to fat because of many layers of toxins that build up in your intestinal tract. Fiber removes this and creates healthy gut flora. As your gut flora comes into greater balance, it's more possible to lose weight. You will also have to cut out all sources of refined sugar. Even cut back on sources of natural sugar. Allow your body to run more on your fats and proteins than it does on sugar. And yes, healthy balancing grains and carbohydrates are also helpful. And finally, you will have to expend more energy than you consume. So it is necessary to have some practices of exercise, including weight training, cardiovascular training, yoga, qigong, karate, sports, swimming, or something of this nature. That is what we will say about weight loss on that physical level. But on the emotional level, it is deconstructing the belief systems that cause you to consume as a way to suppress emotional energy. It's getting more uncomfortable with your own negative emotions and integrating this understanding that healing is feeling and that if you want to heal, you will have to get better. In experiences of hunger or exertion, feelings of inadequacy or frustration or sadness and so on and so forth may come up. And in these feelings are the keys to deconstructing the negative belief systems holding you back. So having weight implies having emotional weight. And if you want to let go of the physical weight, you have to process the emotional weight first.
That is wonderful. That's it for the YouTube questions.
All right, yes.
I may have some of my own relating to the topic, the initial discussion about breaking beliefs, if possible.
Oh, that's exciting. Let's continue.
Well, first, a massive thank you for your literally universal support. It's quite amazing. And oh yeah, Sal says thank you.
Oh, well, thanks to you too, yes.
Oh, and before that, there is someone else. Ken had a question in the chat. So if I check it out, Ken is asking, is vocal channeling related to the theme of my life? How can I integrate past trauma to lose weight? Thanks.
If you're excited about vocal channeling, it's part of the theme of your life. The fact that you're listening to a channel now indicates it's a part of the theme of your life. Will you become a channel? If you're excited about trying that, see what happens. How to release the emotional trauma, again, by allowing yourself to feel it and mentally deconstructing the belief systems. It's helpful to have love and support and community in that process. All right, let's continue.
Awesome. Okay, the question I had in mind is, I had recently received an insight, possibly from you guys or Turian. It's amazing.
All right.
And it, it reached the point of understanding that any output, anything that is done by a person, which includes just their very own presence, creates this sense of it adds to the universe. It either gives a person a point of reference, what they prefer, what they don't necessarily prefer. It creates this aspect of it. It's always adding to the all. And the question with that comes into the aspect of understanding that how can one completely remove judgment about themselves, and even this habit of, let's say, judging other people's content or other people's material, because that's something I understand was kind of built with school and society. Yet, how do we remove this habit to the best that we can?
Judgment is a negative form of discernment. So many of you attempt to discard judgment, and inevitably you accidentally throw away all discernment. The part of discernment that is crucial to maintain is the awareness and complete assessment of self and others and situations. Being aware of how you resonate or don't resonate with something is key. Now, simply because you don't prefer and don't like something, is that a negative judgment? Not necessarily. You can listen to a song and think, well, I never want to hear that again, and that's just fine. That's an attunement to yourself. You can meet a person and think, I don't want to talk with this person again, and that is also just fine. This becomes really negative when you condemn the person, when you condemn the creation, when you say in your mind that this is bad and wrong and I abhor it. This is where judgment becomes something that separates you from others and separates you from integrating an experience. So discernment sees that here are certain qualities and here are certain people and they behave in this and that way. And discernment also understands that I am a being with preferences that likes and dislikes different things, and that's part of me, and that's just fine. But judgment divides the world into illusory objective standards of what is good and bad and what is right and wrong. And you can understand that there's judgment at work when it feels very box-like and labeling, when instantly you see something or meet someone and you've thrown a label on them or put them in a box. You're operating in judgment. This happens because now that this person's in a box, you're projecting all of the other conclusions that you jumped to and belief systems you've developed about that box onto this being or onto this creation. And this isn't helpful because it's bringing in past memory in order to perceive the present moment. And that process is always wrought with immense illusion and deception. So discernment is experienced as awareness within your being that can sense the situation and sense your responses within the situation. And might jump to some conclusions, but does not go into condemnation, labeling, and boxing. Judgment comes with these energies and comes with a feeling of rejection and separation, whereas discernment has the awareness that just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean that we are not of the same source and of the same energy. There's less a sense of otherness and simply a sense of difference and distinction within discernment, whereas judgment contains separation and isolation in its approach. They are similar in the sense that they are mental assessments of a being or of an energy. They are very different in how they cause you to feel and respond.
Holy shit, that is wonderful. Yeah, especially being able to notice the nuance between the two, being a massive key. Wow. Thank you for that. I'd like to ask another question in a similar row. It isn't okay. Would you have any recommendations or practice in order to wake up in the morning with that sense of oneness, to have that remembrance of these, of just being one with all, and like the nature of our being, in a sense? It feels like sometimes we can understand these concepts theoretically, yet without a kind of practice, it's as if the outside world just eats us back in a way, with media and all of that.
The moment you wake up is a very revealing moment. It's showing you your subconscious. It is that bridge between the conscious waking state and the sleeping unconscious state. In that bridge, you experience the in-between, the subconscious. And the subconscious has all of the beliefs and impressions that you gradually become more aware of, but still many that you're not aware of. And the subconscious is the underlying attitude towards reality. And you get to see these experiences there. So to wake up in that state of flow and joy really implies gradually adjusting your own life so that your subconscious is more programmed in that positive way, and you make positive assumptions about yourself and about reality rather than negative ones. Not necessarily assumptions, that's not the right word, more ideations, explorations, ideas, yes. So it would also involve creating a life that is distinguished from those around you who live in the box of their constructed consensus reality. We have perhaps shared with you already that you're living on different planets on the same Earth. Some of you exist in entirely different vibrational realities than others of you. Some of you do not accept the other plane that you are being drawn to operate from. And when you see other people at a low vibration or interact with them, you attune to their energy rather than recognizing that they're living on a different planet than you are. So the more that you can accept this notion that different beings in different perceptual realities really operate on different planes and planets, yet are able to view each other on this so-called physical reality and interact with each other on this physical reality, you will be able to break free from your attunement to the fear-based matrix of consensus reality. As you have said, you're influenced by information around you all of the time. That attitude of understanding that this information is a ploy and is not ultimately true is a very helpful part of the process of remaining aware. When you get attached to that idea of solving the problems or converting others, waking up others, as a way of reaching out rather than reaching within, you start to create too many entanglements with the matrix of consensus reality. Instead, remember that waking other people up is really nothing more than waking yourself up more. When you tune in more with yourself and you expand the energy of passion and excitement, you raise your vibration in a way that sends out signals to help others continue to accelerate their own process. You don't have to force yourself on other people. And that doesn't mean you don't say hi and you don't offer things and you don't maintain your connections with friends and family and so on. But it means that there is no forcefulness in your approach, and instead you create and you share from a place of passion yourself. And the more you do this without insisting upon changing the low vibrational matrix, the more that you will understand that you're coming to operate from your own planet and plane of reality that maybe works a bit differently than the reality that many other people that you nonetheless interact with every day live with. And when you are able to make this distinguishment in your mind, you will find yourself free from entangling with many of the energies that aren't actually a part of your reality.
Oh, wow. Wait, so it's so true. It's like different realities, different bubbles of perception, different planets entirely. Wow. Would you, I guess one last one, if it's possible.
All right.
Would you have any recommendation to completely quell resentment within one person?
When you've integrated the lessons that a certain person or a certain system came to teach you, you'll stop resenting them. When you fully understand the positive experiences that you gained from negative circumstances, you'll have unconditional love and compassion.
Masterful. Thank you, guys. You
Howard,
all
thank
rock.
you as well. We affirm and remind that the space is now only open for those who have not yet asked a question at this time.
Hello, Pleiadian Council. I do have a question.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this transmission. I so appreciate it.
Oh, and our appreciation to you as well.
So to what you were just talking about as far as raising our own vibration, and that this really resonates with me, what you're talking about as far as understanding, I guess, perhaps boundaries about entanglements. But can you speak a little bit more about that as far as on a human level, as far as having relationships with people? When we raise our vibration and someone engages with us, but perhaps is at a lower vibration or not ready to receive higher vibrations, and then they push us away, how do we handle that hurtfulness or those ups and downs as far as our own keeping our own vibration and keeping boundaries, but yet being supportive and compassionate to that other person? If that makes sense. It's more about entanglements. Where do we draw boundaries with that?
Well, the hurtfulness comes from the perception of rejection.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Remember what we said, that rejection is an interpretation of a phenomena that can also be interpreted as redirection.
Okay. Okay.
So understanding the basic mechanics here lets you see that somebody at a low vibration who is gradually raising their own vibration might stop and start and sputter out at times, just as many of you do. And so while they may be sometimes excited about the connection, they may other times encounter a negative belief that causes them to close off.
Yes.
When you know that this is about them and not about you, that redirection will allow you to become aware of the present moment, and that this present moment has no relevance in terms of the connection with you and that other person. Let's rephrase that. There is no relevance for you in the present moment in connecting with this individual. If it were relevant for you, they would be at your vibration. If they're not, then there's something else at your vibration that will be fulfilling. And the quicker you can detach and bring yourself to focus on what expands your passion, the quicker that the connection with this other person will mend.
Okay, that makes absolute sense. I thank you so much. Resonates with me very much. And to that, may I have a follow-up question?
Certainly.
So to that exact point of redirecting myself, I recently, very out of the blue, have gotten some callings back to Peru. And it's very exciting to me. I have to say it's not my highest passion, but this calling is so strong. Someone else in Peru has reached out to me at the same time I was having a very similar thought within a few hours time difference. And I'm just curious if you have any insights for me as far as how I should navigate that, or should I do?
But you said it is simultaneously not your highest excitement.
Not at the moment. I'm sorry, say that again.
Not at this particular moment.
Correct.
But it's coming in because a future moment, it might be your highest excitement then. Yes, there are future moments in which it is your highest excitement.
Yes. Yes. I do see that. Yes.
So planning is a way of containing the future within the present. And you can be excited in the present about a future that you're moving towards while still celebrating what makes this moment and this environment so exciting for you.
Okay.
So it's coming in as planting a seed that will grow into the next trip.
Yes.
And the synchronicity of it shows you that it is something that is aligned. And it's something that you already knew. That calling already existed, and now it's simply getting closer.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Yes, that's true. It has been kind of dormant for a bit, and it is rising again, and it, in a very surprising way. And I think perhaps that's what's becoming more exciting again. So thank you, Pleiadians, as always. Unconditional love to you. Thank you.
Oh, all right, thanks, and unconditional love to you as well. Anything else?
May I have another question?
No.
Okay.
All right. We can offer a brief meditation at this time. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to take gentle breaths in and out. Allow your breathing to become deeper and slower. Bring all of your awareness into your heart center. Notice the quality of energy here in this moment. And then visualize a brilliant orb of energy emanating brilliant light to expand within your heart center. From this radiant heart, visualize roots of energy that grow down and out through your body, out the base of your spine and your feet, growing into the earth. Like the trunks of a tree, these roots weave through the root systems of many plants across your world. They weave through the underground minerals, metals, crystals, fossil fuels, magma, rivers. Tying all of these elements together into the solid core of your planet. There's immense heat, pressure, and energy that radiates up. Feel this potent earth energy rising through all of these layers and start to flow up through your body, making your feet and legs tingle as the energy flows into your body, rising upwards slowly, filling your feet, legs, feeling your groin, your abdomen, your torso, chest and arms, coming up through your neck and face and head, filling your whole body with deep earth energy. And then, see a thread of light connected to the top of your head that moves through your spine to the center of the earth and moves upwards to the center of your galaxy. Expand this beautiful thread of light into a tube, into a great chamber that gets bigger and bigger and surrounds your body. Light flows in through this tube, but also a gravitational pull tugs at your crown chakra and elongates your spine. Visualize the entirety of this tube, traveling upwards through your moon and through your sun, through all of the stars connected to your sun, through this network of the Galactic Alliance, to the supermassive black hole at the center of this galaxy, and through it, through the portals of wormholes that connect all of this universe to the great source. And visualize the energy from this place rippling downward like a shower or waterfall of light that descends into your body, coming down through your crown chakra, and through your face and head and neck, through the shoulders and arms, chest, torso, abdomen, down through the legs. Allow yourself to then refocus your awareness in your heart. And in this moment, we want you to remember the moments of your life that you experienced the greatest love, passion, connection, joy, inspiration, or hope. At which moments did this energy fill your body? And as you remember, can you feel some of that sensation? Does this energy have a color? Does this energy have a scent? Or even a taste? Let the images present themselves to you of all of these moments. Create a kaleidoscope of beautiful moments, letting them blend, and witnessing, what do all of these moments have in common? What themes, energies, actions, and attitudes were the foundation of these positive experiences, these positive feelings? And as you observe what all of these experiences you have in common, and you sink into the sensation, that expansion into love, see these experiences as a web of energy that rests behind you, the back of your heart, sending energy into you into the moment, filling your heart from behind. Now imagine before you, what sorts of experiences do I wish to have that are based upon these same components? Create a new kaleidoscope of future moments, of good feeling images, sensations, connections. If you could create anything, what might it be? And as you open to the future, your future selves smile back at you. Imagine hundreds of future versions of yourself from all various positive timelines, stepping into the room in front of you, opening their hearts and hands and sending you this positive frequency of your own future, of your own potential. And let this energy in. Remembering your ideas of past and future are illusions. These energies exist within you in the present, can be connected with. To do so allows you to open and raise your frequency more, allows you to see and capture the positive potential in memories and fantasies and unite them without attachment, without insistence, to maintain that positive frequency and recognize exactly what it is needed for you to expand into your passion, and from that expand into your connection with source, and also to recognize what actually isn't relevant, and what can be discarded, and what is just a persistent and insistent thought coming from a negative belief. We thank you for allowing this transmission to take place. It has been a gift to us, and we hope it has been so for you as well. We look forward to our continued interactions, and we remind you that your own guides and your own connections in our world are always available to you when you choose to connect. For all is one, and all is here and now, and all of the energies you could wish to connect with are open doors if you choose to step through them. Okay. Cool. How's everybody feeling?
Thank you, Dante. It is amazing.
Thank you, Dante.
Thank you,
Great.
Dante.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Good to see you. Yay.
Where are you right now? You're in America, right?
I am. I'm in Pennsylvania with my family.
Good.
Little
Everything-
visit.
How long are you going to be there? Do you know?
2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here a week already. So yeah. A little more than that. Yeah, less than 2 weeks now. I don't know, 10 more days or something like that.
Hmm.
And out
Nice.
to the West Coast for the summer, and I don't actually know. I'm open to everything, you know. The life is just kind of happening. But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'll make it to Europe this summer because I'm a little bit tired, and I think the back and forth again is going to be really draining. But yeah, those who are watching on the West Coast, I'm going to be over there, and we'll be popping up some events. And if you would like to host or collaborate any channeling events or cacao ceremonies or channeling and healing classes, we can do that then. Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, places in between in North California. And also a reminder, I sent the links if you feel to donate for the session. It supports me in offering this on this regular basis, and I really appreciate it, and thank you so much. Those links are there. The channeling course again on Sunday is beginning, and the channeled book is available. DanteStarshine.com has all of that information. Yeah, so what's new with everybody? Feel free to share your experience about today's session or anything relevant.
There's a bit of that bug with the microphone that's happening.
There's no microphone. That was me scratching the bottom of the cup.
No. I mean, it's doing this weird radio thing. At times the microphone just switches out.
That's very annoying. Did you miss something?
No. What was funny is like during the questions that I placed, it was activating that way, and then it got restored at the end. But I was able to pick up everything. I don't know if it's an aspect of a plugged-in mic versus wireless.
Well, now there's nothing plugged in.
So it's all the phone's mic?
It's on the phone, yeah.
Okay.
Weird. It's like a muffled kind of thing. We can hear you, but it's kind of muffled.
Oh, that's
Like
annoying.
I'm wondering if it's that
it been
or
that
if
way the
it's
whole
Zoom.
time?
No. Like I said, it only just restarted when you picked up your mug, but and during the session it was only active when I was asking the questions, but things were still able to be picked up. It's still doing it. It's weird. I am wondering.
Sometimes
Oh wait, no, yeah.
Sometimes it's also possible to disconnect audio and then reconnect audio.
Okay, now it's back.
Good. Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. Oh.
But yeah, it was amazing, man.
Thank you.
Like, this is such a big topic that because of the whole energetic momentum that's happening now, there's so much more inner clearing that's being pushed on us.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for the questions. They were all so fucking amazing.
Yeah, I really liked the questions today. I feel like they were all very interrelated and made for a really good flow of things that are going to be useful for a lot of people. So I feel like today's sessions brought a lot pretty concise info through.
Yeah, it felt like everything, like a thread, it kind of flow into, like I felt like everything, a lot of questions other people asked, I was like, oh, that's a question I want to ask, which is always nice.
It's always good to know when the soul agreements and connections are at work.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm gonna head out. Thank you again, Dante. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carol, for your questions.
For being here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Josh, for always like moderating too. Appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Epic co-creation.
100%.
Hey, was there a new person here today? There was a voice I didn't recognize, but there's no unfamiliar name in the group now.
Oh, there was a Lucy Ann.
Lucian. Oh, yeah. I'm aware of them. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool. Yeah. And Ken, who left a question typed.
Yeah, thank you for your questions, Ken. Anything else people want to say? It's probably time.
You're uploading more on TikTok as well, so.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to. I don't always remember, but yeah, there's a lot of little short videos that have been popping up on TikTok. And also a thing to mention is that because of the because I'm not doing these live streams as much anymore, I'm doing more like short videos that are just channel messages that can come through the Pleiadian Council. And you can comment on those videos with questions you might have, and I may or may not take those questions to work with the council for some of those videos. So that's an option too. Just wanted to let people know that, like, I'd love to be more creative with this video, co-creative with people with those videos.
That's awesome. And was there the course on abundance too?
Oh yeah, that does exist. There's a channeling your innate value course that is it's a very beautiful program that is about challenging our beliefs about money and abundance to come into a more energetic harmony with them, first of all, to not be in resistance or have negative perception or feelings about those energies, to feel that we are deeply deserving, because our churches and even our schools and parents are really telling us these weird ideas that we have to earn or work hard in order to have, when that's not energetically fundamentally true. And actually this is a way to sort of create a kind of enslavement of the masses. So it's really about being free and being loving to yourself, and how cultivating those attitudes break us out of these patterns. And there's a lot in there as well about how all of this is sort of energetically imprinted upon us from our ET history with the Anunnaki creating the human race and creating these elite societies that have existed throughout the ages that program us with things that make us sort of easy to be the base of the pyramid and work to support the higher ups and superiors, rather than being self-sovereign and understanding that freedom that exists within. So that's the summary of it. But there's really good tidbits there and information that has helped the people so far who've experienced it to wake up to really big things and break free from some of the patterns that have been holding them back from their abundance, and then recognizing, oh, I am abundant and I can create abundance and it flows easily. And this is, of course, my own process as well, where I really decided to live in abundance so long ago that I was, unwilling to work a normal job and unwilling to do something I didn't want to do, that didn't bring me passion, because my focus was on the healing arts and spiritual development, and working with that for so long through periods of struggle to really break through and come to recognize what abundance, what talent, what passion, what all of these things were, and let them become something that changed my life and allowed me to do what I love as my work and support so many people in the process. So all of that journey is sort of in there as well, and maybe more things will come through as this becomes a book. And it's a co-creation with a friend and transformational and marketing coach, Michael Lassen. So there's the impetus to start that program anew once people enroll, and all the information. I think I'm going to put it on the menu on the website if it isn't there already. I've been going with just a link so far, but if it's not there now, within the next 5 hours, I'm going to say the link on the upper menu of DanteStarshine.com will have the information for that course. And it basically enrolls when people sign up. Yeah, anyway.
Awesomeness. Instagram as well, huh?
Instagram, I have Instagram Dante Starshine. I have TikTok Dante Starshine. YouTube channel's the same. I post more to anything else to Facebook, my little addiction, Dante Shante. So yeah, there's many ways to stay in touch and connect. And of course, as I said from the beginning, but I'm available for private sessions, and they help you go a lot deeper in where you personally find stuckness with some of these belief systems or energies, and to release yourself from them. It's a much deeper sort of session and integration. So let me know if you're interested, and we can connect. And yeah, I don't know, I think this is a good place to disappear. So thanks everybody for watching and participating today. And again, when you sign up for the email list, you'll always stay informed, but either way, stay tuned for next month's session.
Thank you. Have a good day, man.
Thank you. You
And stay
too.
awesome.
Many blessings, and we will see you next time.